Yeah.
Okay, hi everyone. We're going to talk about the scene, the plane scene. Analyze. We're analyzing the aeroplane scene, which has Mina Bihari, Rachel Tondat, Victoria Antonelli, and Sierra Carter as Athena.
We might be 37,000 feet above sea level, but showing your divinity to a human is a big no no. And who might you be?
I'm Mina Bihari. I'm a music teacher at Jockston Middle School.
Of course you are.
And essentially, and Justin is over here, producer of the movie as well. So what we are trying to what now I'll just say the concept I had of the scene was essentially you had two gods that were frustrated with they had lived 4,000 years and they couldn't figure out what this lady was, and they come to Apollo, who basically, they try to bully someone that likes to bully people, and it's essentially that's what I saw it as. Now this is my perspective, but for you actors that are the characters that become the characters that essentially own the characters, what did you guys think of the scene on the? What was the scene about to you guys?
I know for me, I felt like Athena and Hermes had, you know, had it up to their wits with, especially Athena.
He tricked me into going to that forest. He knew Hades would be there. He knew I would see him. He knows things.
One thing at a time.
I'm getting tired of being played like a tambourine.
Well, then let's just kill her. Find out what she is, and then we deal with Apollo.
Going around in circles on trying to figure out this person when from the very beginning, all she wanted to do was just get it over with and kill her, just so they could see, But now they're going around in circles, and Athena is just had it. And at this point, you can see the frustration and in her still trying to hold back and refrain and do it her brother's way. And so at this point, when we make it to the plane, she's like, "There's only one person that for sure will not waste my time and tell me what is what." And here we are, Apollo, Um, and so it's like, just tell me what she is. Let's get this over with. That's how I saw it. Of course, Apollo, had to play his little games before revealing what I already or what I felt Athena already knew deep down, but she really needed that confirmation from Apollo. And she also respected Hermes enough to go around in circles, to do
But
it his way, essentially.
we don't want to give anything away, but I am
Mm-hmm.
curious though. That's interesting. So you felt Athena knew all along, but she was almost in denial. Do you think she was there? Do you think it was
I,
something that?
how like you don't know, you feel like I guess even as us today, like you don't know, but in the back of your head or deep down in your gut, you're like, I knew it, but you don't. And so I felt like that was Athena the whole way through. Like deep down, I felt she knew something,
Yeah.
and she, kind of knew, but she couldn't put her finger on what it was exactly. But yeah, I felt like she, like in the back of her mind, deep down in her gut, like, yeah, you know.
Oh, okay. I actually, I forgot. I always wanted to say this. I had somebody watch the movie, and the person was just like, I really, really hate that guy. He reminds me of someone that pisses, I hate that guy so much in that movie. You understand? And, I told the person, well, the guy is actually a lady. She acted that. I, she was like, what
Yes.
the?
Victoria, I'm telling you, yes, it was great.
That's funny.
All right,
That's
hey,
true.
Victoria.
I
So,
got that
what
a
did
lot.
you think about the scene in that? If we're dancing in that direction, though.
I thought it was really interesting that Apollo was also confused by this. Like, I was also confused by this person at first, and you know, initially I'm just kind of on my plane and like I see them coming because I'm an oracle and I'm just like, oh, what do they want now? Um, and but I think my biggest takeaway from the scene was that it was the moment where Apollo had to get a little vulnerable.
I had been around death before, but Hades wanted me to see him. And ever since then, he's been copulating with my head recently. Some days, I see nothing. Other days, he shows me the upcoming deaths of 50 million people.
With Hades and like seeing the dead people, and it was like a different side of him. So I liked that, and yeah, I mean he definitely likes to mess with them, with Athena and Hermes, and
one of these days, I will watch you die beneath my feet.
Sure, do the Lord's Prayer. Miracles do happen.
Sorry, my brain.
It was actually dead because you hadn't had any. Because I'm trying to think. I mean, Athena has been played by, you know, Angelina Jolie. She's been played by so many people, and in your scenario, you know, it's like I don't think anybody, you know, everybody that's played. I can't even think of a movie with Apollo as in. I know they are out there, but you know, so you didn't have that much reference to really build on as such for that character.
Yeah, I did a lot of research on Apollo and like his demeanor and, you know, god of the sun and all that. And I worked with a few different people because I was having a hard time kind of like mixing the masculine and the feminine and playing that in a way where it was specific to something and not just like going in between different things. But yeah, it was super fun character.
We're going to come back because there's something about the rehearsals that happened with Victoria, but we'll come back to that. But this is actually even worse because Rachel, 75% of the movie, you had to be, and again, we don't want to give anything away, but 75% of the movie, you had to be like, you know, play certain.
1 minute is day, 1 minute is night, and I'm flying in the air.
Almost like insane paranoia. It's almost like I am in that state. You have to hold that constancy, that madness. It's like I'm it's, and even doing the audition, what got us really scared was the idea that you might find it boring because we were trying to hold back who she was. And, you know, I'm just trying to think from your point of view in that scene, because you're dealing with basically, it's almost like you're playing two characters. One character is 99% going to shoot themselves. Then the 1% character is hidden behind while you're in that state of paranoia. So how did it work? You know, how does that scene work for you?
So you're still talking about the plane scene, right?
With the plane, because it's like you're there and it's almost like, you know, you're looking, it's almost like an elephant pretending like I am scared.
Oh, yeah.
You know, or something like that. Oh, shucks.
I mean, Mina's been acting this whole time. And I feel in this plane scene in particular, she's almost in a state of desperation because she's been, you know, putting on this act for the majority of the film, or for the entirety of the film. And now it's starting to, like, Athena and Hermes are starting to bring in more people. Now we're with Apollo and, like, you know, he knows something and I'm almost like, no, like, please still believe me, like, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm almost, you know, certain that this ruse is going to be up pretty soon, because this plane scene I feel is almost the climax of, like, after that, you know what happens, but thrown into like the, you know, everything that happens afterwards, a roller coaster, you know, the downward slope of the roller coaster. But I think it's her last desperate plea of like, please, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, she's there on the floor praying.
Our Father, who art in heaven, Lord.
What is she doing?
Praying.
like just tears in her eyes, like I'm just an innocent bystander. Please let me out of this plane. I'm not meant to be here. I'm Mina Bihari. I'm a school teacher. So I think, yeah, it's her last act, her desperation.
And I should say this, and I'm so grateful to every single one of you because we never had that situation, not even once, like, oh, this person doesn't know their lines or this person. It's almost like I literally, if everybody had gone into space, literally, you guys would just start reading your lines in the moon, and it was just, and no matter where it was, you guys just fit in like, I mean, it was just like water going through the space, and you just made it magic everywhere you guys went. So, thank you for that. But let me ask this question though, in terms of again, I'm not an actor, but for you guys, how do you guys what's your method of becoming one with the character? One thing is to read the line and play the character, another thing is to be the character. How does that work for you guys to, be one with that character, be one with Mina Bihari, be one with Athena, be one with Apollo? Is there a point in it that you go like, I am that character now,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think with any
sure.
character, it's just really immersing yourself in this imaginary world of, this is me, this is my situation, this is, what's happening around me. You're totally separate. Me as the actor, Victoria, Sierra as the actors are totally separate from these characters. When we step on the set, we are the character. And I think just in terms of becoming Mina, for me, connecting with the parts of her that I, as Rachel, understand, her, having these two sides, being human, really leaning into that humanity, to that innocence, to that like act. And then on the flip side, knowing that human emotions are sort of foreign to me, but because I've been living among humans for so long, I don't know if this is too much to say, understanding them from the human perspective as well.
For sure. I totally agree with Rachel. When reading the script, you find certain characteristics that you can relate to, so that you can fully immerse yourself with the character. And then, after that, everyone else that the character comes into play with, all different methods, I don't know what the other actors use, but finding substitutions for that really helps, so that you can really bring real life emotions, to the other person that you're talking to. And then from there, the fun, I mean, it's all fun, but the fun really starts because, it's this world that you're imagining and you're creating as you go, and mannerisms and all of it, so you really get to explore and take a great deep dive into it and just pull out great stuff. And the more you have time with the character, which is why I really appreciated, the rehearsals and the time that we had before we actually shot one single frame of it, was that you actually got to really flesh it out and really just play with certain things and, look at yourself in the mirror, or how does that feel when you say, like really just mannerisms, and walk around with it and really just be that character. So like Rachel said, when we step on set, oh, there's no more Sierra. This is Athena. Athena has come to play,
Sweet.
So it was great. It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think same with what you guys were saying. And I really wanted to know my lines like forward and backward, because then I could kind of connect with the character and just not even worry about the lines, like just get that completely out of the way. And for me, it was a lot of like how Apollo would walk and how he holds himself, and like the power in that, and looking at different actors. Like I looked at Tilda Swinton and like certain roles she played, and how she's kind of androgynous, but she's like and she has this like power. It's like very interesting aura to her. And yeah, and also just doing research on Greek mythology and like having that background really helped to build the character. But yeah, I think I think it was just, for me, it was a lot of like physical stuff and just embodying what Apollo, like that.
You're a joke. Nothing but a shining object everyone will soon forget.
It's been 4,000 years and I am still the belle of the ball, shining bright as ever. It must hurt to see the best version of you.
No more games, Apollo.
On the contrary, dear sister, the games have just begun.
You will tell us everything. Or what?
Energy of like, I know everything. And yeah.
A bit of trivia, though. Victoria was supposed to play Mina. And it just, do you still remember that, Victoria?
I initially auditioned for Mina, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
it didn't, it was like,
Yeah.
and the funny thing is we were like, okay, because, Victoria, like, what, 6'2" or 6'?
I'm 5'10".
I was
You're
like,
5'10"?
what?
6'2".
Oh my goodness.
7 feet.
Come on.
Well, if you're 5'10", then how tall are you, Sierra? Because Sierra, I thought you were like 5. I thought you were 6. Huh?
Yeah,
The
she's
5'9".
She,
What the
yeah.
heck? What kind of heels are you guys wearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get me some of those, so I get a little taller.
You know, I'd always wanted to
8.5,
ask
I guess, but
Victoria
yeah.
if she liked playing Apollo. Did you like playing Apollo?
Okay, so at first I was like,
Yeah.
how am I going to do this? Like I
Yeah.
saw it, but I was like, I don't know. And that's why I worked with a couple people, because I was like, I don't know how to bring it. I was just confused between like the mask, because the feminine is very powerful too. So it was like, what angle am I taking here? But then I really like, it's one of, if not my favorite character I've ever played. Like I really loved it by the end. But at first I was a little bit confused.
But what
That's the thing
happened
about
during
that,
the,
yeah.
during the audition, when we were there, me and Christian were talking to Victoria, and we told Victoria, like, okay, Victoria, we were just playing with it, and we just said, oh, Victoria, suppose you were playing Apollo, how would you do it? And she just spread her legs and did like this, like, so. And that was, and that was, we were just like, okay, yeah. She just spread her legs and like, yeah, what's up? And we were like, yeah, that's how it happened.
That's it.
That
I
was
love
Usually,
it.
Mic drop.
It takes one move. One move.
I mean, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Can I say this really quick though? Like, Victoria, I love that character for you. And I think I even said it in an interview. They were like, who's your favorite character, obviously outside of your own character, that you would want to play or that you just loved? And I said, Apollo. Like, oh, just love it. Love it.
How generous of you.
It was, I mean, to be honest,
lovely.
Yeah, you guys were like masters. You were real masters of the game. And it was so beautiful to see you guys do so much magic with it and own the characters. And the beauty of it is, I don't think you guys even had that much resources to dig from. So basically, it's almost like you had to build your own castle of resources to go through. And it's just, again, I've said this 1,000 times. We had Rachel flying in the air and doing all kinds of stuff.
Running. How many miles did she run on that set?
I mean, literally, I remember a time we were like, please ask her to come back, because she was still running and going, and and it's just, and there was, then you had, Sierra with that glare that she has, where she just looks at you like, and it's just, it's just ridiculous the way you guys were. It was such a beautiful thing to see. It was such a beautiful thing to see magic happen. And,
Tony, especially when she breaks her heel.
I forgot about that.
And you had to come to my rescue and reel it back in. Oh, yeah. Fun times.
Our department. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So I think we have about 2-3 minutes. Do you guys want to share anything about the scene though that we haven't gotten to?
Well, I just want to say that this was wasn't this like the first scene we filmed?
That was the first scene for you guys, though, because Victoria and Sierra, they already went at it.
I thought we were past that.
No, we're not. You disrespected
Yes, we
went
had
at
our
it. And
Oh,
they were
up in the
like,
house. You're right. You're right.
yeah,
Okay,
they were
okay.
already there, and they were like,
But it was first day for us, right?
This was the
Yeah,
first day of
for
filming.
Yes,
sure.
This
for
Yeah,
the general crew. That's right.
for the
It
general,
was
for
first
the
day.
for the main
It was.
cast
for
and
sure.
everybody else. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was the
Mhm.
first day, and it was freezing cold too. You know,
It was
I still remember
freezing.
that.
That is
Oh.
pierced in my brain.
I remember we
Yes.
had like all these coats from wardrobe, like wrapped up.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
let me
good.
tell you guys, you kids are dangerous. You were doing all of this during the pandemic. That's
That's
what
another thing.
that's
I mean,
what the story is.
that,
You know?
They say
yeah,
actors are
God
crazy.
bless you. You're very
that's a good
yeah.
point
Well,
though.
it's professionalism. That's what it is.
It was. It was. I mean, but I am curious though, because not once did we have that. We never had any situation with anybody saying, "Oh my goodness," and I like the people are dying or something like that. I can't make it to the set, or I'm scared. You guys were like so perfect and professional, and I don't know if it's because you guys are young and you don't care, or is it like
Hmm.
it's the work? I don't, because I never. And now I'm thinking about it that Justin brought it up. People were dying. Literally, it was probably the highest death rate that was going on at that point in time. And I never, Justin, we never at a point ever thought like, okay, this person is scared to work in this environment or something like that. We never had it with you guys. So I don't know how did you guys do it?
Well, I will say this, like
That's good
you're
stuff.
right. It was in like literally the thick of it, when we were shooting this, and you're right, it was so much going on, but I took it very seriously, and I made sure that for myself, just so I could feel good about myself, I could feel safe, and then do my part and be accountable for my actions and keep the people around me safe, and I stay within my bubble. So even the whole time while we were shooting, I didn't go out, hang out with friends and like I stayed literally from like my home, my knit circle to the set and back. And I was hoping and praying that everyone else would do the same, because I'm like, if I'm gonna do my part, I hope everyone else is doing their part so that we can all be safe. Because the Lord knows I didn't want to bring anything home to my little baby. But yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna stay in my bubble, and this will be it until we stopped shooting. Even on the days where I wasn't on, it was like, nope, until we stopped shooting. And then, the consistency of testing, you guys did a fabulous job with making sure that everyone was safe on set and that we were getting tested, properly and, consistently. So big ups to that as well. But yeah, I just felt like for me, it's like, we're going to do this, I'm going to do my part, and, hope everyone else, follows suit. You got to lead by example, right? But everyone on set, you guys were awesome leaders, and you made sure everyone was safe, and so that was great.
All right, I think that's it. Thank you. Again, we're here with Rachel Tondat, Victoria Antonelli, Sierra Carter, and I am so grateful to you guys. It was a pleasure, and I hope everything falls into place and we make another movie again, and I look forward to it. And thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.